Hi, good evening, my friends. It's Miss Renee, the barber, here at HQL Live and Style here in the Holiday Inn in the village of Madison. Our address is 600 Holiday Plaza, Madison, Illinois, 60443. As always, it's a pleasure to make these videos, to see who's out there. I appreciate your love, your likes, your sharing these videos. I enjoy your comments. Alrighty, let's see. It's been a long day, and my feet are tired. My legs are aching. So that is just the life of a barber, right? Now, as I mentioned before, Mr. Lee is the owner of the barbershop here at HQL Style. And we are still looking for a nail technician. And we're looking for a nail technician who would buff nails for the gentleman. So we don't really need someone to change colors or just buff the nails. It would be fine. So if you're interested, please stop by and see Mr. Lee, okay? Let's see. Tonight, you know what? I realized that I like to share little stories about my family, actually about my childhood back in Wellsville, Ohio. Go Tigers! And tonight, if you looked at the title, it was called Memories of Christopher Thornton. Now, Christopher Thornton has made his transition now, but he was my cousin. He was about he was almost like a brother, like an older brother to me. He was about 12 to 13 years older than me. I had talked about Uncle Chet about a few videos back. Well, he was Uncle Chet's son. Hey, Simone, how are you? How's everything going? It was good seeing you the other day at the science fair. You're always so pretty and well put together. Well, I was saying that Christopher Thornton is actually Uncle Chet's son. And like I mentioned, he was a little older than I was. But I always felt comfortable around my cousin Chris. He was, to me, like a strong figure. He was a protector. He played football for the Wellsville Tigers when he was in high school. I believe he had a nickname of Thunder Thornton. But then later, he was picked up by, after graduation, he was picked up by Arizona State University. Go Sun Devils! Hey, thank you for the like there. Chris was a very, very handsome man. He had like gray. Well, he had eyes that changed with the weather. Like he had gray eyes, and then sometimes he'd have green eyes. And he had a complexion that I like to describe as honeysuckle chocolate brown. He was a very handsome man, and he was good. He had a warm heart. He was, like I said, popular in the village or in the town of Wellsville because he played football, and he was very, very good. So that's a little bit about Chris Thornton, but I want to share just a small story about, I could tell you a lot of stories about Chris that I shared during the time that I was being raised in Wellsville. But I want to share a story about the time we went to our family reunion. Now, I come from a very large family back in Ohio. And every year when I was growing up, the elders of the family, they would rent a Girl Scout camp. And the Girl Scout camp, I can't recall the name of it, but it was located in Pennsylvania. It was the name of the town, I'm not sure either, quite clear. It was either Little Washington or Washington, Pennsylvania. One of the two, Little Washington, Pennsylvania or Washington, Pennsylvania. And still to this day, my family has carried out the tradition of family reunions. And they may not be held at that Girl Scout camp, but true enough, we have a family reunion every year. Now, one year, one of my recollections with Christopher, or we called him Chris actually, was I was probably about the age of no more than 10 or 11. And it was, like I said, during the summer, and my dad, he dropped, I have a brother named Luke, and he dropped the both of us off in front of the big lodge cabin. That's where all the cooking was done and all the socialization was done. And I don't know if I saw my dad the rest of the weekend, but surely we had a good time. Now, after my dad dropped me off in front of the big lodge there, I recall meeting some of my relatives there. It was either Jolene or Jackie or Sharon. I'm not sure. But we decided to walk on down to the lake, because on this Girl Scout camp, they had a lake. So we walked down this dirt path. When we got down to the lake, there were like a handful of my other relatives down there, maybe about 6 of us down there. But one of my relatives that was down there, of course, was Chris. Now let me just say again, back during that time, there weren't any safety precautions for children. So there wasn't a lifeguard. There wasn't any rope to say, okay, you've gone too far. And but there was a rowboat that was tied to the dock there at the lake. And most of the people were just standing on the dock. Well, Chris jumps in this rowboat. Now, let me back up, because Chris had a disability, and his disability, he had epilepsy. And it was everyone, all the family knew, and I'm sure most of the people in the town, Wellsville, Ohio, knew, but it was kind of frequently that he would have a seizure, right? So he was saying, someone get in the boat with me. And everybody was like, no, I don't want to get in the boat with you, right? And finally he said, Renee, get in this boat. But see, I had been around him. He had seizures before, and I felt comfortable around him. And so, hey, I got in the boat. We go out to the middle of the lake. Why on this day, at this time? Hey, Ina and Angeline, how are you? We go out in the middle of the lake in the little tiny rowboat, just me and Chris, right? Why does he have a seizure? I mean, a grand mal seizure. I don't know how to swim. At that moment, things got a little fuzzy for me. I can't really recall, but I do remember walking up that dirt path back to the big campground where the kitchens were, and seeing my Aunt Lucy Pritchard from Pittsburgh. There she was. And you know, back then, there weren't such things as cell phones or pagers. This was back this had to have been like in the 60s, maybe early 70s. There she is. She had radar right on me. And then she started fussing. What are you doing with all those wet clothes on? Get in here and change these clothes. What happened to you? I was like, I was the one that was in trouble. But those are just stories that I want to share with you about my family, about Chris. Like I said, I have a lot about Chris, but that's just one I wanted to share with you. Alrighty then, I want to say to those watching my videos, please share some love, a like. I like to see those little blue and red hearts go across the screen. It makes me feel real good. If you knew Chris Thornton from Wellsville, Ohio, I would like you to send some love, a like, share this post, or even just make a comment about an experience that you had with Christopher Thornton. Alrighty, so now let me do my little shout outs, because I like to shout out at the end of the night. promised people through the week, okay, I'm going to give you a shout out. Okay, first of all, let me shout out to one of my coworkers, Kevin Reisler. Kevin is a blue-eyed soul brother. And I mean, he is our music teacher. And Simone, you can testify to this. When we have music class, I mean, Kevin throwing some jams, and he'll start out with, whose birthday is it this week? And then he will go on and play music. This week, we listened to a little bit of Boys the Men, Let It Snow. And then we listened to Whitney Houston and Dionne Warwick. Awesome. So I always have a great time in Kevin's class. Mr. Clapton, thank you so much for making my Mondays great. For the last 2 years, there you go, William Franklin. I see you watching. You finally got on. You know, normally you're one of my first ones to get on. You and Simone. Hey, I appreciate you. Send me some love. All right. I want to say, Sally Waters, I've been seeing you on Facebook. Girl, you look good. You look good. Now, my dear friend, Dr. Patty Johnston Winston, hey, I saw that you were out there too viewing my video. Did you get that Christmas tree up yet? If you haven't, I know some people that can help you. They've helped you in the past. Alrighty. Monica Jones, that's my cousin down near the Atlanta area. Monica, I swear you get younger every time I see you. You are so beautiful. Lynette Hughes, I see you've been out there too. Lynette sells Tupperware. So go on her Facebook if you need some Tupperware, especially holidays coming up. You need some storage. Lynette's the one to see. That's Lynette Hughes Bridget. She has the Tupperware. Alrighty, now I did ask for travel mercies for my prayer and travel mercies for my daughter. She made it home for the holidays, so thank you so much. I'm still waiting for MacArthur Coleman's birthday so I can deem that day here at HQL Style MacArthur Day. All right, now, I guess I'm ready to close here. I just want to add a couple comments about Mr. Lee. Mr. Lee, let me just say, because you know what Mr. Lee always says, that he's not watching these videos, but I know that he is. Mr. Lee, I want to thank you for allowing me to do these videos here. Because how many know that not all people would allow this to occur? So I really do appreciate it. And to you and your family, I thank you all. Now, Mr. Lee, let me just tell you a little bit about Mr. Lee. He is an impeccable dresser. That's why we have the ties, the bow ties, the suspenders. All of that is high quality because he knows quality. I would never, like one day I saw him in some jeans. I was like, Mr. Lee in some jeans? But you will never see him in anything other than a button-down shirt and tie. And I appreciate that too. Now, as always, it's been a pleasure to do these videos, and I'll be here after my last client. If they want to stay and shout out to you, they're welcome to do that. But I wait to the barbershop closes and I record these videos. As you know, I'm always here on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday to provide you with professional barbering services. Alrighty, let me give you that address again. It's HQL Style, where we have ties to suit you and cuts to fit you. 600 Holiday Plaza Drive, Madison, Illinois, 60443. Stop in and visit us. Until tomorrow, Miss Renee the Barber.